Okay, for today's blog post, I'm going to take you through actually planning for and pulling off a 19-mile run, just so you know what that involves. So we're starting off by looking at the route map. I use Google Maps to plan all my long runs, and because it's a great way to measure actual distances on Google Maps. So this is a shot of all my normal runs, but the big circle you see there is the one we're doing today. So we start off here by my house, and then we actually go down along something called the 4 Mile Run Trail, all the way through Arlington into Route 66. Then I'll follow Route 66 all the way into DC, eventually getting up to the Key Bridge, going into DC, running along the canal, along Georgetown. Then actually going to go do a loop around the World War II Memorial by the Lincoln Memorial. Then I'm going to cruise out and basically run all the way to the 14th Street Bridge, cross the Potomac. Then we're going to run all the way along the Mount Vernon Trail down past National Airport. Then cut on a trail back to the 4 Mile Run, back to my house. That's about 19 miles today. Next I'm going to just show you all the things you would need to pull off a run like that as well. So this is a shot of most of the gear you need for pulling off a 19-mile run. So I'll take you one through. You got shirts, clothes, food, all kinds of things. So I'm going to start off, it's about 40-something degrees today, so I'm going to wear 2 long-sleeve synthetic shirts. One is my Dana-Farber training shirt, you can see there. Then I'm also going to wear one of my old Boston Marathon shirts because those are both light enough as well. Then I got my trusty running shoes. I've run with Asics pretty much since I started running back in 1991. A couple pairs of socks. Now, a couple other funny things you might not be aware of. One is you'll see I've got a couple Band-Aids there because the curse of most male runners is getting really raw nipples when you run, so you got to throw Band-Aids on there to protect yourself. Sounds kind of weird and gross, but if you're much happier once you do it. You'll see I've got some cash there. And a Metro card, that's just in case the wheels fall off the bus during the run and I need to either get a cab home or take the Metro. Then I've got 3 big packs of goo, vanilla flavored goo. That's basically just to get energy while you run. I need to replace calories about every 40 minutes just because I'm going to be running for somewhere between 2.5 to 3 hours today. So I've got to keep the energy flow going. The biggest challenge with a long run is managing your water and your hydration and your food. And your energy level. So that's the biggest challenge. I have my watch just to keep track of time. Got my race ready shorts, these shorts are great. They're made specifically for long distance running, so they've got lots of different pockets for holding stuff, which is good. I got my hat. Normally what you don't see here, what I'd love to have usually is a pair of shades. I just haven't gotten any for this training season. And I just lost my Apple iPad, my Shuffle, which I usually listen to music on, so I don't have that. Then I've got a couple belts I'm going to wear for this long run. One is just my normal fuel belt, which is just it's got 4 of these little plastic containers for water, and then because this is an even longer run and my belt doesn't really help it, I've got another thing I'm going to wear, which is going to help me hold water. It's easier to manage these kind of runs during the summer because all the water fountains in the city are on, so you can get lots of water. During the winter, this time of year, it's a bit harder. But yeah, this is just basically all the gear you would need for a long run. And then the other thing of managing this is getting ready by eating early in the morning. So I have to eat about at least 3 hours is the last time I can eat before I start running so that my stomach won't bother me while I'm running. And then the 2 nights before a long run like this, I usually try and eat really big dinner. So it's kind of a build-up process. Yeah, that's it. I'll carry this little camera with me while we run and check in as we go. All right, we're geared up now, all dressed, ready to go. I was going to use Sarah and Aaron as my camera people, but Aaron's getting ready for a nap, so I'm using a mirror instead, so you can at least see the whole show. Got my shirts on, got my hat. Going to carry the camera with me so you guys can see how this goes. Pan down, you kind of see I got my fuel belt on with different things of water. Back I got a WF can for water in the back. Got my little goo packs back there. I've got a phone and some money. I've got another pocket for the camera. And then just these guys to carry me for 19 miles and off we go. So anyway, I'll check in as we go and let you know how things are going. Alright, I'm outside now. Just for those of you who haven't seen the house, this is the place we bought back in November. So this is the homestead where I live on, it's called Nelson Drive, right off of Walter Reed, which is here, which is where I start and end all my runs. We live right on the top of this evil hill, so anytime I ride home from work at the end of the day or run home, all my runs end up on the crazy hill. So I actually run up it with you guys because I call it the dad motivation hill. Whenever I am tired at the end of the run and want to kind of quit, I think about what he's going through and I just kind of muscle up that hill. So it's a nice sunny day, blue sky, perfect day for a long run because it's in the high 40s, so you don't sweat too much. It's the best thing about training this time of year. And that's about it. Time to get rolling. Let's go. Here we go. Bye. Alright, I stopped a bit early just because I just hit the hill at Walter Reed, so you can at least see what that looks like. You can kind of see the valley down below. And it's not a, it's a really kind of a short length hill, but it's just kind of evil at the end of a run. Anyway, you'll be with me when we run up later today, alright? Off we go. Alright, we're about 40 minutes into the run now. Didn't say earlier, I'm probably going to be running for about 2 hours and 46 minutes or 3 hours, depending on how things go. Was planning on running around 8.5-minute miles, which would get me in around 2 hours and 36 minutes, but I noticed when I started that muscle I had pulled earlier in the week was bothering me, so I'm dialing it down a bit, so it'll probably be closer to 9-minute miles and about a 3-hour run. Good thing about a run like this is the pace is less important. It's really about just being out there and kind of getting the miles in. I didn't really talk about how I normally handle a run. Usually what you do on a run like this is every 20 minutes you want to take about 3 or 4 ounces of water. That's why I got the fuel belt, and then every 40 minutes you want to take some kind of energy-like thing. So I've got this goo packet, which, a couple ounces of Serious Gourmet Cuisine, this is French vanilla. And yeah, I just take one of these every 40 minutes or so, just to kind of make sure the energy flows and keep going. And then what I try and do is just simulate what I would do in a marathon. So normally I walk during water stops, usually just for about 20 seconds or so, just to make sure I take in enough fluid and rest. Because it's not really about a sprint, and hurrying. It's about making sure you get enough hydration, and then I kick off. So that's what I do on my long runs as well. I get to be a bit more lazy today because I'm also talking to you guys. But just wanted to let you know what's going on. 40 minutes in. I'll check back in probably when we get to the Key Bridge, just because it's one of my favorite spots. Just in terms of where we are in the run, we finished with a 4-mile run trail. We're on something called the Custis Trail, which goes along Route 66 in DC. We're probably about 3 miles outside of DC right now, just running into the city, and then we'll be in the city for a while. See you soon. You can actually see in the distance here the Washington Monument, pan around to the whole Georgetown waterfront, and then back across the Key Bridge to Georgetown. Here we go. And then up to the Potomac River in the distance. Alright, it's a bit windy up here, but I think you can see my shadow running. Super windy on top of the Key Bridge, so overall the run's going alright. My pull in my left leg feels a bit better, so we'll see how it goes. Not quite halfway yet though, so there's still a long way to go. Time for another goo break. Alright, gonna take a couple stops along here. I'm right along the Potomac River looking at the Memorial Bridge as it goes over towards Arlington National Cemetery. Off in the distance there you can see kind of the Air Force Memorial. That's the first shout out to my dad, since he was a pilot in the Air Force for over 20 years. And as we pan to the left, one of the reasons why I really like DC, living here, is the Lincoln Memorial. A lot of great views, beautiful spring day. Down here along the Rock Creek Parkway Trail and Road, that's actually the road I normally commute into work, because National Airport and where we're heading pretty soon is out that way. If I pan behind me, you start to see signs of spring. The first volleyball players are out now. We're making our way towards the reflecting pool along the Lincoln Memorial, and then heading over to the World War II Memorial. Alright, see ya. Alright, second shout out to Dad. I'm actually running by the reflecting pool and right by the Vietnam War Memorial. Dad was a pilot in the Vietnam War, flew, so I just want to send a shout out to him. And I actually came here once with him when I was at Georgetown. I remember just being a really touching moment as he was looking up the names of friends that he had lost when he was there. Another one of the reasons why it's such a blessing to be in DC, just to be able to be near areas like this. Just thinking of you, Dad, while I'm on this run. See ya. Alright, now we're at the World War II Memorial. I want to send a shout out to my Grandpa Murphy and my Grandpa Litzler, both who served in World War II. My Grandpa Murphy was on a ship in the Pacific called the Aulick, which was hit by a kamikaze, and he lost his best friend that night. My Grandpa Litzler, who since many years ago passed away, actually served in the Army. He was in the supply bases, was stationed on the island of Fiji for some time as well. So I just want to have a shout out to them. Looks like they're doing some construction here. You can actually see the Washington Monument in the distance, and then on the run we're actually heading out there in the distance to the Jefferson Memorial, which you probably can't see that well. We're about an hour and 50 minutes into the run, so we're kind of starting to make our way home. Alright, we're now about 2 hours in. I'm up by the Jefferson Memorial. You can kind of see there through the trees. I'm about to climb up across the 14th Street Bridge and end the DC part of the run. Feeling pretty good, but this is, I'm about 2/3 of the way there time-wise and distance-wise, but in terms of pain, it's probably less than halfway. the hardest part is going to be this next hour. But it's also the most important for why you do these long training runs, just to simulate what it's like towards the end of the marathon. So I'm going to slog through. I'll check in when we get to the national airport so you can see maybe a plane or two land, and then we'll take it from there. But yeah, I'm just going to climb up this hill up here, and then 14th Street Bridge is just right up there in the distance, but it's hard to see. Alright, here we are at National, about to watch a plane take off over our heads. You see it on the runway coming right towards us. Zoomed in about as far as I can go. There it goes. Up and away. Just flip around and watch that guy go by. This is actually on my normal commute, so I see this every day. It's more fun when they land over your head, so see you guys in a bit. Alright, we're about 2 hours 35 minutes into the run. I'm taking my last water break. My dogs are seriously barking. Pain in my lower and upper legs, but that's just kind of how it goes. The most important thing is just slogging through this. First time I ever ran a marathon, I never run farther than 17 miles, so I guess I'm already better prepared this time around. But this is just the hardest part. I got about, at a normal running pace, I'm about 15-20 minutes from home. Who knows how long it'll take me. I'm kind of crawling along, just trying to put one foot in front of the other at this point. I only have a couple minutes of footage left, so I just want to leave a little bit for the last Evil Hill climb. You guys can run up with me, and then we'll call it a day and hopefully order a large pizza and replace all the calories I burned today. See ya. Alright, it's the last part of the run. This is the Evil Hill. Apologize for the choppiness because I'm running and filming at the same time. I don't know if I'd call this running, it's more of a slow crawl. But this is the how I finish every run, how I finish every bike. It's the hill I've called Dad's Hill because I mentioned on the blog that whenever I'm feeling tired, I just think of what he's gone through over the last year and a half and powers me through. So it's the power I'm trying to call through now. Although I'm in serious pain, tired. It's kind of like having concrete blocks tied to your foot and walking in mud. I guess would be the best equivalent of how my legs feel right now, but we're almost there. Just got to get to the top of the hill and we'll be good to go. And I can rest. Hope this footage came out all right. And this hill is good for me because Boston has a lot of hills, so by running and riding up this every day, it's going to help me out. Doesn't feel like help right now though. So when I'm usually at this last thing, I just think of, you know, what it was like for my dad when he was diagnosed and losing weight and a lot of pain. Think about the different challenges he's had, like blood clots, having to go to the emergency room, change his whole pattern, you know, and then at the same time I'm just thankful for his health now, the fact that he's at work, the fact that he and my stepmom Maureen are doing well, and and that gets me going. Almost there. Thanks for joining me today and for following the blog too. Okay. Good. Well, now I get to walk a couple blocks and rest. And I wasn't kidding about ordering a large pizza. I really am going to do that. So Andy signing out. Thanks for joining today.